Did you know that the secret to transforming life's hardest blows into your greatest strength was discovered over 2,000 years ago? Imagine this, standing in the middle of life's storm, yet untouched by the wind. The world around you may be falling apart, but your mind remains still, unshaken. Sounds almost impossible, doesn't it? But what if I told you it's not a miracle? It's a discipline. Over 2,000 years ago, in the crowded streets of ancient Rome and the sunlit courtyards of Greece, a group of thinkers discovered something extraordinary. A way to master the chaos within, long before trying to fix the chaos around. That way is called Stoicism, a philosophy that doesn't promise a perfect life, but a powerful one. A life where peace isn't the absence of struggle, but the strength to face it with grace. In an age of constant noise, judgment, and uncertainty, Stoicism is not just old wisdom, it's a survival skill. Because the truth is, you can't control every storm, but you can learn to be the calm. So whether you're navigating stress, heartbreak, or just the quiet battles of everyday life, stay with me. Today, we'll explore 15 timeless Stoic principles that can reshape how you see the world, how you handle pain, and how you live with purpose. If you're ready to build a mind no chaos can touch, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's begin this journey. Not just to think differently, but to live differently. Part 1. The Foundation of Stoic Power. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, a man I met in a small veterans community told me something I never forgot. He said, "After the war, I realized the battlefield never ended. It just moved inside my mind." He'd lost friends, his health, even his home. But what haunted him wasn't the pain, it was the lack of control. One day, he stumbled across a quote from Epictetus: "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." That sentence became his turning point. He couldn't change what had happened, but he could change what it meant to him. And that's the heart of Stoicism, the quiet power to choose your response. You see, the Stoics believed life is divided into two categories: things we can control and things we can't. Everything outside us, other people, the weather, reputation, money, time, that's beyond our command. But our thoughts, our choices, our actions, those belong entirely to us. The moment you stop fighting what's out of your hands, something extraordinary happens: peace. It's not passive surrender. It's intelligent acceptance. Like a sailor adjusting the sails when the wind shifts. He doesn't curse the storm, he uses it. Think about how much of your energy goes into resisting life. Anger at how unfair something was, regret over what should have been, fear of what might come. All of that, wasted. The Stoic mind learns to pause and ask, is this within my control? If not, let it go. Because serenity begins where control ends. Marcus Aurelius, a man who led an empire through war and plague, wrote in his private journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Notice he didn't say happiness. He said strength. Because Stoicism isn't about avoiding pain, it's about becoming unbreakable through it. The second foundation of Stoic power is perception, the lens through which we see the world. Two people can face the same storm, yet one grows bitter while the other grows wiser. It's not the event, it's the story we tell ourselves about it. When something painful happens, try this small shift. Instead of saying, "Why me?" say, "What can this teach me?" That single question can turn a wound into wisdom. And finally, the Stoics taught us to live in accord with nature. Not just the trees and the sky, but the nature of life itself, unpredictable, fleeting, imperfect. When you align with that rhythm instead of fighting it, you stop seeing every setback as an enemy and start seeing it as part of the design. So here's your first Stoic challenge. Tonight, Think about one thing that's been troubling you. Ask yourself, is it within my control? If the answer is no, breathe it out. You've carried it long enough. Because power isn't about controlling life. It's about mastering the part of you that meets life. That's the beginning of Stoic strength. If this lesson resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. What is one thing in your life that you've been trying to control but cannot? Share your thoughts below, and let's explore the path to inner strength together. Part 2. Emotional Mastery. A few winters ago, I worked with a man in his 60s named Robert. He'd lost his wife, and for months he carried his grief like armor, pretending he was fine. But you could see it in his eyes. Every smile was a defense, every silence a scream. One night he said, "I just want to stop feeling so much." I told him, the Stoics never asked us to stop feeling. They asked us to stop being ruled by what we feel. That's where real strength begins, not in suppression, but in understanding. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Our emotions are messengers, not enemies. They tell us what we value, what we fear, what we need to face. Ignoring them only drives them deeper. Listening to them gives us power over them. When anger rises, it's usually the mind shouting, "This shouldn't be happening." When anxiety grows, it's whispering, "What if I lose control?" The Stoic practice is to pause and ask, is this emotion helping me act with reason or clouding it? If it clouds the mind, you breathe. You wait. You act only when you are clear. That's emotional discipline, not coldness, but clarity under fire. I remember Robert's turning point. One day, he went to the beach alone, same spot he and his wife once loved. The grief came in waves, but instead of pushing it down, he sat there and watched. He said it felt like watching a storm at sea, frightening, but also beautiful. That day, he learned to let the pain exist without letting it define him. That's Stoicism in motion. The next principle is detachment from outcomes. This is a hard one. We want things to go our way. We want people to love us back, plans to unfold perfectly, effort to guarantee reward. But Epictetus warned us, if you desire what is not in your control, you will be disappointed. Detach not from caring, but from clinging. You can give your best effort without chaining your peace to the result. That's freedom. You stop asking, will this work? And start asking, did I act with integrity? Every Stoic understood this paradox. When you no longer chase certainty, you finally find calm. When you release your grip, life flows again. And then there's the final lesson in emotional mastery, turning pain into strength. The Stoics saw pain as the forge of the soul, the place where character is hammered into shape. Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal, loss, exhaustion. Yet he wrote, "Fire turns whatever it touches into brightness and heat. So when life burns, you burn brighter. When life breaks you, you rebuild stronger. Every hardship is raw material for greatness, if you let it be. So tonight, if you feel heavy, remember this. Your emotions are not your enemy. They're signals on the map of your mind. Your job is not to erase them, but to guide them, like a captain steering through rough water. Master your emotions, and you'll find something rarer than happiness. You'll find peace. Think about the emotions that rule your day. Which one could you observe without letting it control you? Leave a comment and let us reflect together on mastering our inner world. Part 3. Resilience and Calm. A few years back, I met a carpenter named Elias. He'd lost his workshop to a fire, everything gone in one night. When I asked how he was holding up, he smiled, a strange kind of calm in his eyes, and said, "The fire took my tools, not my hands." That line has stayed with me. It's the perfect picture of resilience, the quiet courage to start again, because what truly matters can't be burned stolen, or broken. That's the heart of Stoicism. The obstacle is the way. Life throws barriers not to stop us, but to shape us. Marcus Aurelius said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Every difficulty is an invitation to grow stronger, wiser, calmer. Think back to your hardest season. Maybe a loss, an illness, a betrayal. Didn't it carve something deeper in you? Didn't it teach you what truly matters? We don't become resilient by avoiding pain. We become resilient by walking through it and realizing we can. When something blocks your path, ask, what virtue does this situation demand from me? Patience, courage, acceptance? Once you know that, the struggle becomes sacred, because it's shaping your character, not just your circumstances. The second pillar of resilience is stillness. In a noisy world, silence has become a rare luxury and a forgotten strength. Seneca wrote that calm isn't found by escaping the world, but by mastering your reaction to it. The Stoics practiced this every morning. They'd imagine the day ahead, delays, criticism, pain, and meet each event in their mind before it happened. So when it arrived, they were ready. Stillness is not idleness. It's control under pressure. It's that moment when someone insults you and you simply breathe, not out of weakness, but because you refuse to give them your peace. That's real power, not the kind that dominates others, but the kind that cannot be dominated. And then comes perhaps the most liberating truth of all, the acceptance of death and impermanence. Every Stoic faced it squarely, not with fear, but with gratitude. Marcus wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." When you understand that everything ends, the seasons, relationships, even you stop wasting time on what doesn't matter. Petty arguments fade, grudges soften. What remains is clarity and a hunger to live fully right now. Elias rebuilt his workshop with borrowed tools. He carved small wooden birds, said they reminded him of freedom. When I asked how he stayed calm through it all, he said, "The fire burned what I owned, not who I am." That's Stoicism. Resilience without bitterness, peace without escape. The world may shake, but your foundation stands. So when the storm comes, and it always does, don't ask for an easier path. Ask for a stronger mind. Because calm isn't a gift, it's a discipline. Think about the emotions that rule your day. Which one could you observe without letting it control you? Leave a comment, and let us reflect together on mastering our inner world. Part 4. Wisdom and Virtue. There's a story I often tell about a woman named Margaret, a retired teacher from Boston. She once told me, "I spent my first 40 years trying to be successful, and the next 20 learning what success really means." When she said that, I saw the quiet wisdom of age, the kind that doesn't come from books or theories, but from living, failing, forgiving, and beginning again. The Stoics believed wisdom was the highest virtue, the mother of all others. Not the kind that fills your head, but the kind that steadies your heart. It's the wisdom to see things as they are, not as you wish they were. To act rightly, even when no one's watching. To know what to let go of, and what to hold with both hands. Seneca said, "The wise man is content with himself, not because he wishes for nothing, but because he depends on nothing." That's not isolation, it's freedom. When your peace no longer depends on people, praise, or luck, you begin to live from the inside out. Margaret used to mentor young teachers. She told me one day a student snapped at her in class. The old Margaret, the one chasing approval, would have been hurt. But now she simply smiled and said, "You must be having a hard day." That small act, choosing compassion over pride, was her quiet victory. That's wisdom. seeing pain and not adding to it. It's what Marcus Aurelius meant when he wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Every time you meet cruelty with calm, ignorance with understanding, you're practicing the Stoic art of virtue, the discipline of living in harmony with reason and goodness. Virtue, to the Stoics, wasn't about morality in a rigid sense. It was about alignment, living in tune with nature and truth. They said there are 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom helps us see clearly. Courage helps us act rightly. Justice helps us treat others fairly. And temperance, the hardest one, keeps us balanced when everything tempts us off course. The modern world rarely celebrates these anymore. We celebrate noise, speed, and spectacle, but wisdom moves quietly. It doesn't need to announce itself. It shows in how you treat the waitress, how you respond when someone disagrees, how you spend your time when no one's watching. Margaret once said, "I used to chase things that would make me look wise. Now I try to do things that make me feel honest." That's the shift Stoicism invites, from appearance to essence, from chasing a name to building a soul. So if you're wondering how to live wisely, start small. Pause before reacting. Speak less. Listen more. Ask yourself each night, did I act from fear or from reason? That quiet reflection, repeated daily, is how character forms, not overnight, but moment by moment, choice by choice. And someday, someone might look at you, the way you carry yourself through chaos, and think, that's what wisdom looks like. If these lessons on wisdom and virtue spoke to you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's spread Stoic insight to those seeking a more purposeful life. Which choice today could reflect your inner virtue rather than the world's expectations? Write your answer in the comments. Let's start a conversation about living wisely. Part 5. Relationships and Character. There's a quiet power in how we treat others, far more than in wealth, titles, or accolades. I once met a man named Henry, a retired judge. He told me, "I spent decades judging people in court, but the hardest judgments were always in my own home." Henry had a habit of carrying frustration home from work. His children noticed it. His wife felt it. One evening, after a particularly tense day, he sat in his study and remembered a line from Marcus Aurelius. "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, I will meet people today with fairness, patience, and humility." That night he made a choice, not to react impulsively, but to respond thoughtfully. The next day, when an argument flared with his son, Henry paused, breathed, and spoke calmly. The storm passed, not because the conflict disappeared, but because he had mastered his reaction. This is the essence of Stoicism in relationships. You cannot control others, only how you respond to them. Criticism, anger, gossip, all of these are tests of your inner strength. Do you respond with rashness, or do you choose integrity? Do you escalate conflict, or do you uphold justice and patience? The Stoics believed that our character is revealed in how we treat others, especially when it costs us nothing to act poorly. Integrity isn't a public show. It's private discipline. It's the decision to act rightly, even when no one is watching, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's hard. Another lesson from Henry. He began keeping a small notebook by his bed. Each night he reflected, did I act with fairness today? Did I speak from reason or from ego? This daily habit transformed his relationships. Slowly, the tension at home eased. Respect replaced frustration. And most importantly, Henry felt peace, because his actions aligned with his values. Stoicism teaches us that strength isn't just about enduring hardships. It's also about nurturing virtuous bonds with others. When your actions are grounded in fairness, patience, and compassion, you build trust, respect, and lasting peace. Reflection and engagement. Think about the people in your life. How could you respond with calm and integrity instead of reacting impulsively? Share your answer in the comments. Your insight could inspire someone else today. Part 6. Freedom and Inner Peace. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that your peace no longer depends on anyone or anything outside yourself. That's what the Stoics called true freedom. Not the freedom to do whatever you want, but the freedom to remain calm, clear, and unshaken, no matter the chaos around you. I remember a woman named Clara, a former nurse in her late 60s. She told me, "I spent years worrying about what others thought of me, my family, my colleagues, even strangers. It was exhausting. I never felt fully alive." Then she discovered Stoicism. She started practicing small daily disciplines, observing her thoughts, accepting what she could not change, and letting go of attachment to outcomes. Slowly, she began to notice something remarkable. The less she clung to approval, the freer she felt. The more she released expectations, the calmer her mind became. This is the ultimate Stoic principle. Peace is built from within, not granted from outside. All the wealth, recognition, or comfort in the world cannot grant the serenity that comes from mastering your own mind. Epictetus reminds us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Clara's transformation wasn't instant. It was the result of daily practice, a gentle, persistent work on her thoughts and reactions. Every morning she would remind herself, "I cannot control the world, but I can control how I respond to it. That is enough." And it was enough. Because when the storms came, and they always do, she was unshaken. Her peace was no longer fragile. Her happiness was no longer dependent on events. She had found freedom. So, here's your invitation tonight. Reflect on one area of your life where you feel constrained, maybe by fear, by anger, by attachment to outcomes. Ask yourself, what would it look like if I could respond with calm, no matter what happens? Even imagining it is a first step toward building that inner fortress. Reflection and engagement. What is one way you could practice freedom in your own life starting today? Share your answer in the comments. Your insight might help someone else find their inner peace.